So we're recording. Can you please tell the camera your name, your profession, and where you work?
Sure. AJ Gonzalez, and I work for PT Care Home Health.
Okay. And what assisted you in determining this field of study? Did you have mentors or parental influences that assisted you in this choice?
In terms for physical therapy, I started off as a hospital corpsman or medic in the Navy with a Marine unit, and after doing that for about 3.5 years, excuse me, I decided to go back to school. I'd gone to college for 1 year, and I didn't really like college, so I joined the Navy, served with the Marines, and then after doing that for 3.5 years and going overseas, I decided going back to college was a good idea. So physical therapy was really my second choice. My first choice was medical school. I had I got accepted to UCLA, and I was pre-med at UCLA, and then I got activated for the Gulf War in 1990 actually. And then when I came back, I didn't want to go to medical school any longer. It just seemed like too long of a road, and physical therapy seemed like a good fit for me, personality-wise.
Okay. What type of degree, certification, and experience is required to get to where you are? Are there any alternative ways of getting there? And what level of education is required for your field?
When I went through, it was a bachelor's degree in health science with the option of physical therapy, and that's changed. After you finish that, you graduate from that, you sit for the boards, and you do your exam for physical therapy, and that's through the Department of Consumer Affairs, and you take that exam. It was a very easy exam. I thought it was a very easy exam compared to PT school, but that's required, and then that's basically it. After you do that, you have your state licensure, and you become a member of the APTA, and that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Now it's a bachelor's. Well, then it was a bachelor's degree. A few years after I graduated, it became a master's degree, and now most colleges are requiring a DBT.
Okay. Thank you. Is there any advice you can give students interested in taking a similar path?
Physical therapy, I would discourage it. Physical therapy has changed a lot from the time I went in. When I came in, the restrictions by health insurance agencies, by the federal government, Medicare, Medi-Cal, didn't exist. And so insurances really gave physical therapists a lot of leeway in providing care for a patient. It was pretty much dictated solely by the diagnosis, the progress of the patient, and that was really it. Since then, it's been regulated and controlled extensively by insurance companies, not so much now in California, but to a certain degree by insurance companies, by Medicare and Medi-Cal, that your hands are pretty much tied. The other options are that you can work private practice or private paid patients, and that would allow you to really give the appropriate care that we were able to do before. That's been really just controlled by the insurance companies and Medicare and Medi-Cal.
Okay. Okay, so what is the average salary for someone in your field? Is it based on education, experience, and or certification? And then I put as a side note, in 2014, the Bureau of Labor Statistics stated that the median annual wage for physical therapists was $83,940 or $39.61 per hour, with the top 10% earn $190 or more. Would you say these are realistic numbers?
Yes, I would. However, California, it's going to be a little bit higher. In Los Angeles, it's going to be a little bit higher. I would say those numbers are correct, but I would also say that when you're doing, you have your own practice. I've had my own practice, and there was my own business once with a nursing home, and there salary was probably 3 times that. It was well over, I would say well over 200,000, and entry level, I think the numbers you indicated are pretty accurate. And I would say the most important thing really is the therapist experience. Most schools do a very good job preparing students for the field. The one area that I think physical therapists get in trouble is they try to do too much outside of physical therapy, or they're not as familiar with medical conditions. They're very familiar with most of the physical therapy diagnoses that we have to deal with, but when they try to get into other things, particularly medical issues, that's when they get into a lot of trouble. And I've seen people lose their licenses and very bad stuff. So, yeah, that's it. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the most part, yeah. What do you expect from your, or no, sorry, what did you expect from your career, and how is it different from
What was your question again? What
did you expect from your career, and how is it different from what you are experiencing?
I kind of answered that question. That's a very important question, but I kind of answered it earlier. It's just all the changes with how do you provide care for a patient. The issue is that the profession now is going up, so the education requirements are so high. The exam's pretty much the same, but the education requirements are so high that a lot of students are finding that are going to be in so much debt that they cannot afford to. They'll be paying their student loans for many, many, many years. I was able to pay off my student loan in 1 year. Literally 1 year. I literally wrote a check and paid off my student loans, and I don't think that option's going to be available for you or other students at this time. And because of that, the best and brightest are not going to go into physical therapy. They're going to go into other professions. They're not going to have so much debt, and they're going to have higher salaries. So healthcare, in particular physical therapy, is going to be suffering because of it.
Okay, should I pause?
Yeah,
Okay.
pause.